Welcome to this little mini session on grief. I am doing this little session for me and I am bringing you along. So, right now it is the holiday season when I'm recording this, but I believe that it can be beneficial for you no matter when it is that you watch it. And the reason that I am recording this during the holidays is because we tend to miss people during the holidays. Isn't that true? Sometimes there are people that we wish were at our Christmas gatherings that aren't. Maybe you've lost a person you love. They've crossed over before you. Maybe there's a person you love who's simply not a part of your life anymore. There's so many reasons why we grieve other people. This session will be super short, and it's my intention that it will be helpful for you. I hope for many shifts for you with this little session. Go ahead and take a centering breath. This first image is called the beaver. And the tool we will be using is this little sweater agate. It is in a little egg shape and it has just such delicious little layers. And sweater agate has just a comforting vibe and it will support us with comfort and it will be right next to us as we work on this image. Okay, so imagine a beaver working on his home and he's bringing down small trees and hauling large branches and he's doing all the things that a beaver knows how to do. And the snow's starting to come down. And he's just trying to make his home super cozy for his family for the winter time. Imagine that a big rush of water comes down the creek all at once towards his dam that he has been building. And it hits the dam with a big whoosh. And the force of the water takes down a part of the beaver's dam as it goes through. And the beaver is just frozen there. He is just having the hardest time in the world just taking in what has just happened. There's so much horror and sadness coming up here for this beaver. I should have been able to stop this, he says. He just can't believe that winter is here now and he's behind on his house. So let's work with the emotions here of horror and sadness. Just let those come up for just a moment. Let's conglomerate these. Just imagine them coming together in one big mass. Now imagine smashing them. This time, let's smash them with a log. As for me, I felt like there were 10 pieces left after I imagined smashing them. So let's tap and breathe out 10 times. And if you feel led to do more than that, that is correct, and you should do that. Okay, so let's do big breaths out. We want these things to move through our bodies. Okay, so emotions of horror and sadness. Breathe it out. That's one. That's two. That's three. Four. Five. Six. Seven. Eight. Nine. And 10. Very good. Let's now address the false belief of I should have been able to stop this. Let me just remind you that we are humans. In the first place, should-ing ourselves is not a healthy thing to do. In the second place, there's so little that we know. I mean, how do we even know that we could have made a difference in the situation? No matter how badly we wish that situation were different than it is now. I'm going to ask you to give yourself some grace here for being a human who does not know everything. Let's say this false belief, I should have been able to stop this, and breathe it out 4 times. I should have been able to stop this. Breathe it out. I should have been able to stop this. Breathe it out. I should have been able to stop this. Breathe it out. One more time. I should have been able to stop this. Breathe it out. Very good. Because this belief caters a lot, or centers a lot on our own personal action, I've chosen the positive replacement belief of I can step forward following divine inspiration. And you can choose to claim this belief as well. We're going to say this out loud and breathe it in 3 times. I can step forward following divine inspiration. Breathe it in. I can step forward following divine inspiration. Breathe it in. I can step forward following divine inspiration. Breathe it in. Wonderful. Imagine now that this beaver is starting to unfreeze from his shock. He looks up and sees that his friend is coming downstream towards him. His friend saw the huge bit of runoff go through, and guess what had happened? He came to give his friend a hug and help him rebuild if he needed the help. So imagine that the beavers not only fix up the part of the dam that was lost, but it is now even stronger and it is complete. And the snow has not even piled up yet. Imagine the feeling of love and comfort that this home building beaver now feels within himself. Breathe that in. Let's do that a couple more times. Breathe it in. One more time. Excellent. Okay, image number 2 is the train, and the tool that we will be working with here is a flower agate. This is just a lovely little piece. I absolutely love flower agate. It is also a comforting piece as well. And I just find it so beautiful. It will be next to us as we work. Okay, so imagine a train going down the track, and the driver is not really paying attention. This run has been going super smoothly, nothing could possibly go wrong, and he isn't noticing that the train is going faster than it should be, and things are going fine until there's suddenly a herd of sheep on the track ahead of the train. Imagine the shock and terror of the driver of this train when he notices. The driver can do nothing at this point but blare his whistle and take measures, what measures can be taken at this point to slow down the train, although he knows he can't possibly stop fast enough in order to not hit the sheep, if nothing else changes. I always do it wrong, he says. Let's tap out on the shock and the terror of this train conductor. Let that come up for you for just a moment. We won't stay here. We will breathe that out 5 times. And you can tap along with me as well if you would like to. There's 1. Breathe out the shock and terror. Get that out of your body. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Very good. Okay, now let's address this false belief here. I always do it wrong. Let's not keep that, shall we? Let's say this out loud and breathe it out 3 times. I always do it wrong. Breathe it out. I always do it wrong. Breathe it out. I always do it wrong. Breathe it out. Very good. This belief comes from a place of defeat, and I have chosen a new belief from a place of empowerment, and it is I am supported and loved. And you can choose to claim this as well. Let's say this out loud and breathe it in 3 times. I am supported and loved. Breathe it in. I am supported and loved. Breathe it in. I am supported and loved. Breathe it in. Okay, let's go back to our image for a moment. Imagine this train conductor opening his eyes after the train has stopped to realize that the sheep were so scared by the loud train whistle that they scattered very quickly, and they all avoided colliding with the train. Their humans and dogs are safe too, and they are busy rounding up the sheep herd now. The train conductor will be more careful from now on, but he's also feeling so very grateful in this moment. His whole being just feels like it's being overcome with gratitude. Let's breathe that in. Breathe it in. Breathe it in one more time. Excellent. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, this is a mini session, so we are done for today. Thank you so much for joining me and for taking time for yourself to make this holiday season the best it can be for you. Or if it's not the holiday season, to just help your life be a little more happy and comforting and wonderful. And I just hope that you will find peace and love in the days ahead. And I hope that you will subscribe if you found this material helpful. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Goodbye.